I'm Sven from Coffin Feeder.
It's great to be chatting to you today. Over the Top was released a few years ago, and it's a fantastic EP. And now you've got a new album coming out very soon. It's fantastic, even down to the artwork, which we'll go into in a minute. Can you tell us how you guys are feeling?
Good. I mean, we're excited. It's the first full-length record for this band, so it's also backed by an actual label. So we're very excited to see what everybody thinks. We worked hard on it. It took a while to get it done, and we're just excited to finally have it out.
Amazing. Can you tell us which is your favorite track on the album today and why? They'll all be your baby,
Oof,
no doubt.
that's tough. I'll tell you the top two. That's easier. I think for me it'd be Pork Chop Express because it has a little bit of everything on the album. That's also what's the opener. It's got the fast shit, it's got the groovy shit, and it's got some sick ass breakdowns. So it's got a little bit of everything. It's got my good friend Julian from Benighted on guest vocals. And then the other one is going to be a bit more breakdown heavy, and that's the Destroyer, which is about Conan the Barbarian. I mean, how can you not like Conan the Barbarian? That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Yeah, Pork Chop Express is really cool. I really like A Good Day to Die, actually. That's my favorite. I've been listening to that at the gym today.
There we go. Get all them gains.
Yeah, man, it's all good. It's all good. All right, so what about the album artwork then? That's pretty cool. I love it, actually. It's very retro, very 80s-ish. It's not 80s.
Mhm. It's very pop culture, I'd say. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's got all the characters from there's tons of Easter eggs. I think there's over 80 ridiculous references to, pop culture icons from the action and sci-fi movies from the 80s and 90s. So, also toys. I mean, there's some Master of the Universe in there. There's some Cobra in there, G.I. Joe. So there's a lot of crazy stuff happening on the cover, that's for sure.
Yeah, as an 80s child, I recognize all of them. Show my age, especially the Terminator. That's fantastic. I love that. That's really cool. So, can you tell us then about the artwork? I mean, was that AI or was that done by an artist?
Oh, it's absolutely not AI. It's done by actually a English artist called Dan Goldsworthy. He did the artwork for Over the Top as well, which also has a ridiculous amount of references, probably even more than this one. He also worked on my other band, Abort's artworks. So we've been working with Dan, or I've been working with Dan for a while. So incredibly talented artist with an insane eye for detail, and we are extremely happy with how the art turned out. And if you will see the band picture that's on the flip side of the cover, that's a sight to behold as well.
Excellent. All right, and so what's the plans on release day? Are you going to maybe do a live stream, something like that?
Honestly, I don't know. I'll probably be on tour when it happens with my other band. So, but when I'm back, we actually have a release show planned in Brussels at the AB, which is a renowned venue in Brussels. So we're very excited to play there for the album release show. And then we have a bunch of festivals during the summer. So some good stuff coming up, and hopefully we can make it over to the UK as well soon. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think the other guys will maybe do a live stream or something. We'll see how it goes.
So, what's the festivals in Belgium? Is it like Alcatraz, things like that? Yeah.
We're doing Alcatraz in Belgium, yeah. We're doing Summer Breeze in Germany. We're doing Death Feast in Germany. We're doing Lyon Metal Fest in France. There's a couple more. I don't know all the dates by heart, but yeah, we have a few festivals coming up.
What can we expect when you play live?
Oh well, we're playing in Holland next weekend, and then we have another festival here in Belgium the week after. So I still have two of them before I go on tour. But yeah, I mean, expect something very intense, high energy, and a lot of really really bad references and jokes. Just saying, be warned.
Are you releasing any more singles or anything?
Yeah, actually, we have a single coming out for Plane Zero, which was shot by Loki Films from UK, and we also have a guest on that song, Mark from Camera, and
Okay.
he will also be in the video. So we're very excited to see how that turns out. I should get that this week, so That's coming out on April 16th. That video is coming out in the single. So we're very stoked about that because Chimera is a band that we all grew up with and we're all big fans of. So having Mark join in on a track was really like a box ticked, you know.
Yeah. That's brilliant. So hopefully you will get to the UK and not just London.
Okay. For me personally, that'd be probably Despise the Sun from Suffocation because it was a huge influence on me vocally, but also just I think it's probably one of the most perfect death metal EPs ever released till this day. They definitely are a bastion of the death metal sound. I'd say Perseverance from Hatebreed
Oh
also,
yeah. Okay.
which yeah hit like a bomb when it came out. So this band has a lot of hardcore influences in it too, and that record definitely that one and the was it Satisfaction's the Death of Desire. Absolutely great records, phenomenal live band. So Hatebreed definitely up there. And then for me personally, still, let's see, probably Left Hand Path from Entombed, which is the other, side of the death metal sound from back then. You had the American sound, which, Suffocation, Morbid Angel, and stuff, and then you had the European sound, which was the old school Swedish sound. And to me, Left Hand Path still one of the best records in that style.
So through those albums, you can sort of see the influence a little bit with your band, then, can't you? Where you're drawing your inspirations, yeah.
Yeah. I think, it depends. I think, Jan, the bass player, writes a lot of songs too, and he listens to a lot more doom stuff and a lot of grindcore. So, and a lot of old school hardcore. So a lot of that stuff is coming through. And then the other guitarist, Bart, he writes a lot of stuff too, and he also comes from the hardcore scene. So he listens to a lot of the more deathcore stuff, and he listens to a lot of Cattle Decapitation and that he's trying to add more of the death metal side, so for sure.
Okay, so who are your favorite three musicians of all time?
Personally, okay. Personally for me that would have been Frank Mullen Suffocation, Jeff Walker from Carcass, and Bo Summers from Ill Disposed. Your gear that'd be good to take on tour. Butt wipes and earplugs.
All right. What about three countries that you would love to go on tour to? If you could go tomorrow and just say, right, fuck it, let's go to Japan, something like that.
Uh, okay. Well, I'd say Japan because it's been a while. Japan, Australia, both of those have been a while. So that's two. Um, and with this band, I think United States would be great.
Right. So, which musician, dead or alive, would you have in your car for a 24-hour road trip?
Nobody.
Fair enough.
I would not want to do a 24-hour road trip, really, unless even less have someone next to me for 24 hours.
Fair enough. Okay. So, if there was a song, like a made-up song about your personality, what would it be called?
It's hip to be square.
Very good. Love that. That's a very old song. Do you
Like
prefer?
me,
Do you prefer vinyl or digital?
vinyl.
Are you a festival or small intimate gig fan?
Fan or band?
No fan. Are you a fan?
Fan. I'd rather go to the intimate gigs than the festivals personally.
Okay. Right. I'm going to always say this wrong. Fritz or beer?
Great.
110%. Love the frites over there. Loads of mayonnaise. Got to be done. All right.
Absolutely.
And this question was actually for a Norwegian band. We're going to ask you anyway. Lapland or a lap dance?
Uh, let's take Lapland.
I have one more cheeky question, right? If you were an
Okay.
instrument, what would you be?
If I was an instrument,
Yeah.
uh, huh. That's a good question. None of them are good answers, probably. I'd say a drum kit, but then I get beat up all the time.
Exactly.
If I say a microphone, I get spit on all the time. So I don't know what's worse. I'm gonna take the drum kit anyway.
Fair enough. I know what to expect, but what can unsuspecting world expect from the new album?
I'd say a pretty varied album that has a lot of heavy parts and heavy in different ways. It's got a lot of faster parts, but it's got a lot of heavy grooves and heavy breakdowns. So there's also some pretty interesting and I'd say very different from other bands in our style. We have a lot of cinematic samples. And by that, I mean, it's not like orchestra or anything, but there's added melody in the way of like cinematic arrangements, which is something you don't really hear often. So, I mean, I'm hoping it's a little bit of a fresh sound for people, and then they like what they hear, but it's intense and it's heavy.
All right, I want to thank you so much for your time. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Well, I mean, I'd say everyone watching this, check out the fucking album and buy the tickets to the show and check out the album, or I'm going to rip out your spine through your asshole, okay?
You scared
And
my
I
cat.
love that. I love that cat. Thank you. Cats are sick.
You scared my pussy.
Don't you